Maybe the best podcast.
Maybe the best podcast. Maybe the best podcast. Yo, we taking off. We taking off.
That's the one.
Oh, man.
Maybe the best podcast.
Yo, welcome to Maybe the Best Podcast. I am Twan Diddy, a.k.a. the Hot Dad, alongside with my partner.
What's up, man? It's your boy Twan D, the student. We back for another episode of Maybe the Best Podcast. What's happening?
I mean, you know, doing what winners do when you're Orlando's favorite podcast and shit.
This is true. This is true. Shout out to everybody out there, man.
Shout out to Lou.
Shout out to Lulu. Like, get well, Lulu.
Lulu's not feeling good today, so Lulu says we'll be done by me. No, I'm joking. But Lulu, we missed your presence already. We hope you get better and get your voice back, because we'll need you back for next week when we get into this relationship series, because we cannot do it without a female's voice.
This is true.
So,
This is absolutely true. So we gonna do some man shit tonight.
some Ultraman shit.
Ultraman shit, because some Ultraman shit happened, like, in the last course of a couple days with the NBA. So we have to talk about the Ultraman shit.
NBA, the announcement of the XFL's return as well.
This is true. Shout out to Vince McMahon. How do you feel about that?
I feel great about it. I think the 2-year window that he's given gives the NFL an opportunity to try to shore up some of their issues, so they could potentially make it to where the XFL is not needed at all. But I think Vince McMahon returning with the XFL puts a lot of pressure on the ownership. The Players Association can say, well, nigga, we got a viable option. We can leave, and if we leave you guys, then you guys are fucked, because the players are what the people come to see. So, but he gave them 2 years. So they can be like, all right, cool, we're going to give you guys more guaranteed contracts, and you get a couple stars. You pay the stars the right way, and then the other players can't really go out and really make a league, because the star players are what gets the fans to the games and then the stadium. So I think he gave too much of a window, but that's also the only opportunity he has to get it right this time, because apparently they announced it a year before they did it last time, and the shit went kaput after a single season because they didn't spend enough time putting it all together.
This is true. Staying on the topic of football, and obviously you know how I feel about football, but we're in the city. Pro Bowl coming this weekend.
Yeah, man.
And you know what's so funny, right? Because this time last year, you know, I wanted to do, I think it was the second episode or the third episode that the Pro Bowl came.
Yeah.
And I was so, like, locked into the to the boycott that, like, I realized the Pro Bowl was, like, yesterday.
Okay.
I was like, oh, shit.
So,
Pro Bowl's gonna be there.
I think when you go back to your comments last year, it was about the excitement that it brings to the city, financially, the benefits that it would have for our city. So I don't think it would be a poor thing to support it. You know what I mean? Because looking at the grander picture, I'm not supporting the NFL, but I am supporting my city, and something that's going to generate this type of excitement and
don't
be
get me
great
wrong.
for the kids.
I think it's great for the city. You know, showed up and showed out last year. Shout out to the city of Orlando. You know, but it definitely is a great look for the city. Anything that's going to bring something like that to where we're from.
Yeah.
Born and raised, you know what I mean? So I'm not knocking it at all.
I mean, like, I feel like if Saturday you were like, I'm taking the kids to the game, I wouldn't see anything wrong with that. I wouldn't be like, but ain't you protesting? I'd be like, nah, taking the kids out. It's going to be fun. Enjoy it. The Citrus Bowl is going to be lit. The weather should be nice. And these are players that are just coming out with their families too. They're not thinking about anything else other than, just having a good time in the city with their families. And so it's an opportunity.
Yeah, man.
To just
Shout out to the players.
Just have a good time, man. A nice family day.
And speaking of All-Star games, because that's what the Pro Bowl is an NFL All-Star game. NFL, fuck you. That's all you get on our platform. And speaking of platforms, man, and I always am the one to do this. So shout out to everybody on YouTube, our new subscribers this week, and everybody that checked out the last episode and shared everything. Once again, shout out to SoundCloud and iTunes and every other platform. My live tripping right now, but we're going to try to get the live on. But as always, shout out to the live. But NBA All-Star Weekend. We're
Okay.
going to go with the starters snubs. Do you feel anybody was legitimately snubbed, and how do you feel about Russell Westbrook's comments? So if I can get this live working, y'all.
I can't say that anybody was truly snubbed. I know Paul George missing the cut. The reason I don't think he was snubbed is, one, the coaches picked the reserves, and because the coaches picked the reserves, I think they have a better finger on the pulse of the league and what's happening in the league. I understand that Paul George is leading the league in steals and number one in deflections, and Russell Westbrook believes that he's number two at his position because he say top two, but obviously LeBron is number one.
I think that was a selling piece by the Brody. I mean, let's keep it real. That was a selling piece. That was a selling piece by the Brody. Shout out to Russell Westbrook for being a salesman. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
I think he was a salesman on that one.
But the comments that he made where he unnecessarily took a shot at Damian Lillard, I thought that was unnecessary. I mean, of course.
My dog went full-fledged rapper on that little segment right there. He was like, yo, you got teams that got 4 people. You got people complaining before that. My dude went full-fledged subliminal rapper on people, dude.
Like, what are you supposed to do once you finally get the nod? Am I still supposed to complain about getting snubbed? I finally got my All-Star nod. What the fuck? There's nothing for me to complain about anymore. I made it. My man really, but it was the optics of it, right? Because the Dame Lillard thing comes out, and then the next day he gets chosen for the All-Star game. So it's just the optics of how it looked like. Oh. But Dame has complained before, but it was more so after everybody was picked, and then what happens? Somebody gets injured, he gets in. Look, I think Dame has had an exceptional year. He's had an exceptional career thus far. So I'm happy to see him make it. But Russ, I don't think you have any room to complain when you have yourself, you have Paul George, and you have Carmelo Anthony on your team, and with all the star power, nothing to show for it in regards to the record. You know what I mean? Like, these guys aren't top contenders. No one's looking at them as a legitimate threat.
In their defense, outside of Boston, we've seen this story before where teams got together and they started the season out struggling. So
the beginning struggle, but I don't think that there's.
And the only reason the Heat ended up, not to cut you off, but the only reason the Heat was able to do and bounce back so quickly because they was in the East. I mean, you're climbing in the West.
Yes, true, but because you're in the West, you're not a legitimate threat. You're just not. Houston has proven to be the second best team in the West. Golden State is Golden State. There's no argument about 4 of their players being all-stars. Like, okay, maybe Draymond and Klay Thompson don't necessarily deserve it, but they're hosting the best record or posting the best record in the NBA right now. And coaches are looking and saying, I value what those other guys do as much as what Paul George does. I can't really put Paul George over Draymond Green with the type of impact, all-around impact that Dre has. Not to say that Paul George doesn't have similar impact, but...
But this is my problem with the All-Star game.
Okay.
Because you say that Draymond has been this year through 40-some-odd games. That's all the All-Star game is about, which is why Lou Williams should be on the All-Star game.
I don't
You're
mind
talking
Lou
about
Williams.
a guy that's been in the league for 12 years and is averaging career highs in everything.
Okay.
The All-Star game is not about the player that you have been. The All-Star game is about the player that you are currently through the first half of the season.
Right, but even with that, I don't necessarily
seen guys
believe
like
that Paul George is better than Draymond Green so far this season.
My only respectable snub, I think, is Lou Williams, for the simple fact of what I believe the All-Star game should be about, which is the best 24 players through the first half of the season. Lou Williams is one of those players.
Right.
So, me personally, I think a lot of times, and it's not a lot of times, the All-Star, the All-Stars are picked based on, oh yeah, Draymond's an All-Star. Well, we know that, but is he having an All-Star caliber year so far? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I am not afraid to say that. So let's go to the numbers. You got the numbers.
So Draymond Green has a PER. I know you hate advanced stats, but a PER 16.8. He's only averaging 11 points per game, but he also has 7.5 assists and 7.8 rebounds per game.
That's an all-star stat to you. That's an all-star stat line. That's enough. So wait a minute.
What is an all-star?
Okay.
What is an all-star? Because it's not about the numbers.
So let me ask this question.
All-stars are not about the numbers.
So that's an all-star stat to you?
No, I'm just saying that Paul George is not necessarily better either, because Paul George averages.
I'm not talking about Paul George. I told you my guy that I thought was snubbed that legitimately, because again,
but Lou Williams
this is about
he's a backcourt player.
But
though.
this is about okay. So now let's go to front court. All right, I'm gonna play this with you.
Okay.
I'll take Paul George.
Okay.
Stat line alone, you telling me that you got a guy that's second in the league in steals, okay? Single-handedly, in my opinion, is the reason why OKC defensively has improved how they have been this year.
Okay.
Now you have a situation to where these guys had to figure it out. They figured it out. They figured it out, and the result of that is that, yeah, 5th seed, but we have to understand that that is just the result of how they started. That's why I would love second half stats to start being posted on these sites so you can start seeing teams and how bad or good they have been in the second half.
So then you have to appreciate advanced stats, because with advanced stats, a lot of these places you can go and look at second half stats and stuff like that, and like game
this is the
breakdowns and
thing.
things like
But
that.
this is the thing. Damn advanced stats. Okay, because the coaches ain't looking at advanced stats when they put Draymond in. The coaches is like, Draymond's an all-star. He's an all-star caliber player.
Okay.
So he's on the all-star team. No. Is Draymond having an all-star caliber year so far in 2018?
But
I believe not. I don't think he is, in my opinion. All-star is literally should be about individual stats.
True.
It shouldn't. Fuck all that team success. That's what the playoffs is for.
Okay. The problem with coaches at this point, when you start nitpicking, right, is Paul George. You say Draymond got selected because they looked at it and said Draymond Green is an all-star caliber player.
He's an all-star.
Well, I don't think they looked at Paul George and said, well, but he's not an all-star caliber player.
No, they looked at Golden State and said they're 38-10, and they should have 4 players in the all-star game.
Right.
But that's wrong, because
Look, this is what they looked at.
Draymond Green is not an all-star this year. I'm not saying that he's not.
If we're picking straws, right, and I think it came down to players like, all right, in the front court, or let's start with the backcourt. The backcourt, the last 3 players had to be Devin Booker, Klay Thompson, and Paul George. Or not Paul George, we'll say Lou Williams, right? You look at that and be like, but Devin Booker's on a losing team. All right, Lou Williams has had an all-star stretch over the last 20 games, but he didn't start off the season this way. Klay Thompson is Klay Thompson on a 10-loss team. So we're going to give the nod to Klay. Even though Klay has not had an all-star-like season, but when you're playing next to Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, for some reason, you get, you know what I'm saying, your numbers get picked apart a little bit, and it's like, well, you know what, but he only averages that because they have Steph and Kevin Durant around.
The live is on.
When normally he would probably average 25 a game if they didn't have these extra players. So they're getting a little boost from that. If you look at the front court players, if it came down to Draymond and Paul George, I personally, I look at an all-star game and say, who would I rather have on my team for one game?
Okay.
I'd flip a coin. Paul George is obviously...
See, you're killing me
no,
right now.
No, because Paul George is...
You're killing me. Okay, go ahead. We put people on the live right now.
Yeah, Paul George is a better player for an all-star game experience.
See, you think too much.
Draymond Green is the better... If I got to win one game, I'm taking Dre.
No way!
I'm taking Dre if I got to just win
You're not
one
taking
game.
Draymond without everything else that comes along with Draymond. Like...
Yeah, I'm taking my chances. He might not get suspended. He might not get a flagrant foul. He might not kick somebody in the dick. And if he doesn't do any of those things, then we going to win this game.
With who else at the helm?
Shit, it don't even matter.
It do matter. Draymond ain't that guy like that, bro. He play defense good.
Draymond going to play against your best player and get in his head.
All right, so shout out to everybody on the live. What's up, man? The internet was messing up, but this is why you guys should subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can catch some great dialogue.
Motherfucker.
So right now, for everybody out there on YouTube, everybody else on the live that just came in, we are talking about the NBA All-Star team and the pick. So We was just talking about the snubs.
Talking about the snubs.
I'm saying that Draymond Green should not be on an all-star team. Not because Draymond Green is not an all-star caliber player, but that because Draymond Green is not having an all-star caliber year. Yes, Draymond Green is, I think, top 5 in assists or top 10.
He's number 5 in assists.
Yeah, he's number 5 in assists. Okay, LeBron is popping in assists. Like, don't do this, man.
Well, LeBron is in the All-Star game.
I know, but okay. As I stated, I just think it should just be about
every player in the top 5 of assists is in the All-Star game. Russell Westbrook, John Wall, James Harden, LeBron James, Draymond Green. So basically, if you can, an assist counts as a point to me. You know what I'm saying? 7.5 assists accounts for at least 15 points a game.
Fair enough.
At least 15.
Fair enough, because one of them are 3.
But he plays in Golden State, so his can vary from anywhere between 15 points a game and 22 points a game, the type of assists he gets. Then you factor in that this guy's also scoring 11 points a game.
I think you're thinking too much for the coaches.
Basically, he's worth 26 points a game.
I think you're thinking too much for the coaches, but I'm gonna give you that.
26 points a game.
I'm gonna give you that. You won that.
Paul George ain't worth 26 points a game.
You won that one. You got it. You got it for that. Fuck advanced stats, man. Fuck advanced stats. Anyways. Check it out.
Draymond Green averaging 26 points a game.
So now you should work for ESPN with that one. Draymond Green. You know what? Speaking of advanced stats, I'll tell you what, that would be a dope stat. That would be like QBR.
Yeah.
Isn't that what per is? No?
Nah, PER is just your efficiency, so it's how many points you're scoring per shot combined with the assist turnover rate, like everything.
And QBR is basically your effect on every aspect of the game. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I would like
PER and QBR are about the same.
Thank you, bro.
But then technically, Paul George has a higher PER. He has 18.1 to Draymond 16.8.
All right. So, anyways, so let's go here. We got the reserves. We got the starters.
All right.
Do you feel... Before we get into revealing Bron and Team Curry, all right, do you feel this secret draft should have been televised, and why?
Yes, it should have been televised. God damn it. Well, who are we protecting, Adam Silver? Who are we truly protecting?
You know what they said? The players, because they came out, the players' union said that the players couldn't come to a concession in regards to collectively agreeing on it. And I'm going to tell you who it was. I guarantee you it was Al Horford, it was Kevin Love, it was Victor Oladipo.
Who do we have to have an agreement?
Al Horford, they had a mock draft the other night and Al Horford got picked last.
Okay.
The first thing Charles Barkley and them said, right? You know, so, all right, I'm going to let you go. Go ahead, go.
No, I want to comment on that.
Comment on it.
You're a fucking all-star.
So you're already in, right? Is what you're saying.
Who gives a fuck where you got picked? You're one of the 24 best players in the NBA according to the players, fans, and coaches. So even if you got picked 24th in a league of 400 players, you're top 24 out of 400.
I agree.
Why are we acting like pussies? All right, let's really break 24 out of 400 down. Okay?
Let's break it down, math man.
That's 6 out of 100. You're top 6% in the NBA. What are we talking about?
And y'all talking about people like Al Horford is booty.
Yeah, we talking a top 6% player in the NBA. Top 6%, you're there. You mad because you got picked last in the All-Star selection?
So
stop it, man.
So now we're gonna go.
Bro.
So this is a man show. This is the man show tonight.
Bitch
We gonna talk about some man things. Men are egotistical. Okay. So I'm watching NBA TV, inside the NBA, and Charles is like, get off. Hey, you're a part of the team, man. You know, what you doing? You're a part of the team. So, because Kenny Smith said, I wonder who got picked last.
Yeah.
Right? Naturally, as a competitor, I don't give a fuck what field it is. Okay? I don't care what field it is. If I'm amongst a ranking, I don't care how high the ranking is. I don't want to be last. So hold on real quick.
Okay.
So Charles Barkley goes, but you know, this, that, and the third. So Kenny Smith said, well, Charles, you would be picked last amongst, whatever, right? amongst the broadcast or whatever, right? And he goes, I ain't never been picked last in my life. Nigga got serious as hell. Why did he get serious? That's what would have happened. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Like, that's what would have happened. Because Al Horford ass got picked last. You could just look at the squad and see Al Horford and Kevin Love was last on the board, bro. And your boy Brown was like, let me get K-Love. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want it to be a thing. I don't want it to be a thing. So let me get Kevin Love, and then you go get goddamn Al Horford. Now, with that being said, I don't think it should have been. I agree that it should have been televised, but I understand why. These dudes is pussies, bro.
Yeah.
They're super pussies. Like, even amongst a field of 24, nigga, I don't want everybody on national TV to see that I was last. I'm sorry.
But there's a difference between being, like, if the players came together and was like, nah, man, we can't have this televised because our ego, right? Like, that's petty, but that's pussy, right? I think it's okay for everybody to be petty, but you can't be petty and pussy like Al Horford. Quite possibly. I don't know if Al Horford is the culprit.
Al Horford got picked last, bro. Who's going to pick Al Horford before any of those guys?
But let's just say, I mean, Al Horford got picked number 3 overall in the NBA draft, fam.
That's nothing to do with nothing.
But
Evan Turner was a number 2 pick.
Okay, but Draymond Green and his pettiness got drafted number 35, and
all he would still go before him.
But all he does in his pettiness is just can run off the 34 names that got listed ahead of him and use it.
Kuzma said that the other night too.
To use it as steam to power his ship, not to be a bitch and be like, nah, man, we can't do this if I'm gonna be picked last. It was like, nah, nigga, I got picked in the second round, so I'm gonna bust everybody ass who got picked ahead of me.
All right, so let's go to these teams. Do you got the list up of these teams?
God damn it, I got the list. Now,
I don't
feel
understand.
Like you got to pull up a list, bro, because I'm running.
I got the live.
I want to give. I want to give Team LeBron James. Because now
First off, I'm gonna be real with you with this LeBron. Let's be real with LeBron real quick.
I wish we just had the list so we could just do a mock draft first and see how we would
do it.
Hell yeah, because my team would bust your ass.
No, no, it wouldn't.
All right,
no, because I'll probably go LeBron style on y'all ass. I'll go big.
Let's just say, okay, let's just go with the NBA starters.
All right,
okay. We look at the list.
The list should be posted here, YouTube. You get first.
I'll go ahead and be Steph Curry.
I'll
let you get first pick, LeBron.
All right. My first pick?
You got the ball head like LeBron.
No, LeBron needs the ball head. All right, so my first pick on this list.
Starters only.
Of the starters, my first pick, if I'm Brian, I'm Team LeBron.
Yep.
I'm going with D-Cuz.
I'm taking Kevin Durant.
I'm going Joel Embiid.
I'm taking Anthony Davis.
Okay. I need some ball handling. I got to get James Harden.
I'm going to take Giannis.
And you giving me Kyrie?
I got to give you Kyrie.
Because I missed Kyrie.
Yeah, you did.
All right, cool. So I'm going with Kyrie. I'm going with Ree.
So then my starting lineup is me, Steph Curry, DeMar DeRozan, Giannis, Kevin Durant, and Anthony Davis.
That's not messing with Bron, Kyrie, DeMarcus, James Harden, and Joel Embiid.
You got a bunch of dribbling ass niggas.
Nah, bro, I got some skill on my squad. All them boys are skilled.
Yeah, but
all of them.
Boogie gonna get ran off the floor.
You crazy.
And you got Joel Embiid. You got the 2 slowest niggas on the court.
That's why we putting it down. We gonna win the tip.
You got the 3 slowest niggas on the court because you got James Harden that move in slow motion.
We winning the tip though. We winning the tip.
I guarantee you, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah. How the hell did this happen?
We'll win the tip
How
over Joel
did
Embiid.
LeBron? Okay. So first off, props to LeBron because even in the All-Star game, this nigga found out to get all the players. He got all the players.
I'm gonna put our list up that we just picked.
We're gonna put our list up, YouTube.
And then we compare it to what the fuck actually took place.
Yo, listen, man. Read them Jones. So Team LeBron, I'm gonna read Team LeBron James.
Now I gotta read the bum ass list.
LeBron James, Kyrie Irving makes so much sense.
Beautiful.
Kyrie gonna sit out with a fake knee hurt injury. That was super petty, Kyrie.
Hey, I know you team captain, but I'm the leader of the team.
Yes. My team's first. My team's first place. DeMarcus Cousins, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis. My man has all the rebounds there ever was in the history of the NBA. You understand?
Right.
Kyrie is gonna be throwing. My dog gonna be like this with the lobs, baby. Go ahead and read.
And now, the starting lineup for your Western Conference All-Stars.
Is it Western Conference?
Yeah. Or our Stephen Curry All-Star buddies. Stephen Curry. James the Beard Harden. DeMar DeRozan. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I don't even know how you know how to pronounce that.
Joel Embiid, the process.
All right, so now we're going to go to the bench. Bradley Beal.
Kyle
Team
Lowry.
Bron. Team Bron.
Kyle Lowry.
Hey, we're going to go to the live in a minute, Isaiah. I got you. L.A. hooping, like I told people he was going to be hooping.
Draymond.
I had to get my dog Kevin Love, even though he was second before last on the board.
Jimmy Buckets, no cone.
Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant again on the same team, baby. That nigga LeBron is for the culture.
Dame, I got bars Lillard. That nigga got bars, bro. He can rap.
Victor, I can sing Oladipo.
That nigga finna get his ass busted in the slam dunk contest. But welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, welcome back. Oh, yeah, he deserves it.
Splash brother Klay Thompson.
This Porzingis right here, baby. That new dirt.
Cat Daddy.
I got the fastest man with the ball from end to end in the league, John Wall, baby. Fastest man with the ball, John Wall. I didn't even for that to rhyme.
And last but not
Pause.
least, Al Horford.
I told you! Al Horford got picked last, bro. We know this. We don't need it televised because we know what happened. Based on how this team is structured, we know what happened. We don't need a drive. We know Al Horford was picked last, and we know that Giannis was Stephen Curry's first pick, and we know that KD was LeBron's first pick. That's all you really got to know.
Yeah.
You know, Kevin Love is on the team, so Kevin Love did not get picked by LeBron.
Yeah.
But they said they had a laughing moment at a certain pick. What do you think that pick was? Do you think it was the last pick? Do you think it was when maybe he got to Kyrie? What do you probably think it was? They said they had a real, like a dying moment is what they said. He said, Isaiah say LeBron squad still gonna lose. How?
Nah, bro, I'm sorry. And they got
Dwayne Casey's the coach. That's
they got
probably
automatic chemistry on this team. One, you got Kyrie and LeBron together.
Yeah.
You got Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins together.
Yeah.
John Wall and Bradley Beal together. Oh, and Kevin Love to the Kyrie LeBron mix.
Russell
You got
Wilson.
Russell Westbrook and Victor Oladipo.
And Kevin Durant.
And Kevin Durant. Come on, bro. Like, they got built-in chemistry. Now, some of these...
And like LeBron said, Kevin Durant can fit in any system in the world.
Now, I'm anxious to see Russ and KD play together again. I know they did it last season, but I think this would be fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be much more fun this time.
Yeah, and then having LeBron orchestrate these guys on a fucking fast break.
I want to see LeBron. This is at one point of the game I want to see. I want to see Bron, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and I don't give a fuck who else on the court.
Al Horford. We're going to do a trade in the middle of the game. We're going to give y'all niggas Al Horford.
My man Al
Look,
Horford.
As we wrap up this segment,
Yes.
because we got to wrap up, if I'm being honest here, I think LeBron has the top 5 front court players on his team, with himself being included: LeBron James, DeMarcus Cousins, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, and then we go down.
They ain't got no shtick coming off that Team Curry bench at all. They have no natural scorer. Damian Lillard may mess around and get MVP just because he's gonna be the only one coming off the bench scoring.
Who did I have as a fifth big? All right, maybe it's just those 4.
He say, man, Bron got DC, AD, and KRS-One.
Well, look, man.
He said it was the Kyrie pick they laughed at. Oh, here go this LeBron fan here.
Nah, man. You
KD,
don't
Bron,
laugh
Irvin,
at the
Love,
Kyrie
Westbrook.
pick. I don't believe that Kyrie went further than the 4th pick.
Nah,
Kyrie had to be the
he could have
4th.
probably said some slick shit. Like, I ain't pick this nigga. You know, it could have been something, and then they
Yeah,
died laughing
because
about
I
it.
think LeBron takes Kevin Durant number 1. I think you take Anthony Davis number 2,
How
and
do
then you
feel
take
about
Kyrie
that?
number 3.
Competitively, is there anything there as we wrap this segment up? Is there anything with him taking Kevin Durant? You know what I'm saying? Number 1, is there
Fuck no. Like, Kevin Durant is the best player in the NBA from a one-on-one aspect. Outside of Kyrie Irving, he has the 2 best one-on-one players in the NBA on his team.
Yeah, man. I don't know how you let that happen. Light skin.
You got a 7-foot point guard and a 6'2" point guard that has better post moves than most 7-footers. I'm out of here, bro.
That's it.
Peace.
Maybe the best podcast.
Okay.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. We are back. Segment 2. SoundCloud, iTunes. What's happening? Live. We here.
YouTube. What up, baby? How y'all doing?
Last segment, we wrapping up this all-star thing. So we spoke about the reserve snubs, how LeBron blatantly robbed the league again for the best players. So now, do you think, because I think the main reason about this is when, obviously, right? How ironic that the guy that called Adam Silver to competitively change the All-Star game was a part of the snub talk, Chris Paul. But one of the things is he was able to watch it from home last year because he was hurt. And this was one of the reasons why he wanted to make it competitive. So do you think with this here and people now personally picking teams, right? You know how that go on the basketball court. Do you now think these players are going to hone in a little bit more competitively? Or is it still going to be a dunk fest up until the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter? Culture 2 on the way.
Based on just going up and down this roster, with players playing against teammates, I think we'll have some more competitiveness. But I think ultimately it is an all-star game and the players are on break. They're not trying to get hurt. They're trying to give a show to the fans. And they're trying to have some fun with, guys that they don't normally get to play with as well. I still believe we'll be seeing a score somewhere around like 154 to 148.
Let me ask this question. With that being said, right?
Team LBJ.
Team LBJ. Going off of what you're saying, I'm interested in that because for the last 2 seasons, I've seen some very competitive pickup basketball in the offseason with a lot of these guys that's on this list. So what is the difference when, especially this offseason? I mean, we seen a lot of guys get it in, man.
Yeah.
What do you think is the difference? And does that carry over in this game or why do you think it probably will be some of the same? Me personally, I actually think it's going to be competitive because that pride of I picked this team, this team, this is our squad. You know what I mean? Like you said, players playing against each other. They did a little meme with Kevin Durant that he was the only one left out. So none of the Golden State Warriors are playing against each other except them. But it was funny. But at the same time, I think it's going to be very competitive. It's set up to be competitive. Just in the sense of, like I said, guys handpick guys. So, I just think because it's the NBA players and you can't stop anybody, it'll naturally get up in the 150s. But I think it'll be a more competitive type of game.
Yeah. I think the difference between
the regular season game get the 148.
The difference between the All-Star break and something like the Drew League or any of the run and shoots in the summer is that you have some like local legends that are going out trying to prove that they can bust an NBA player's ass or NBA players going back to the hood playing against some of these players saying, "No, nigga, I'm not, this ain't NBA, it's all lights and cameras and nothing else. Nigga, I'm still about that action. I'm going to bust your ass, and I just want to let you know that I'm from these blocks. This is what I do." So that's why the competitive nature is so high during the offseason. But in the All-Star break, it's like, man, we all got checks that we got to, keep coming in, and so we can't afford to have an injury happen to any one of us. And so we just trying to have a good time, and we'll get competitive at some point, but for now, let's just get the fans what they want, and then if the game close enough, we'll fight it out towards the end. So.
Well, luckily they got that week break afterwards, or Joel Embiid wouldn't be able to play the next day. Just a joke. All right, so we move on.
Hi, Rihanna.
We move on. Maybe best of the week, and we're going to segue into the next topic. Give me your maybe best of the week first.
All right, man. Despite a very, very challenging week at school,
he was telling me
for my son.
Talk on camera. Parent talk.
Despite that, man, my son came home with his second honor roll certificate.
Awesome sauce.
Shout out to my son, 2 for 2, making the principal's honor roll. So I'm very, very proud of you.
Young Carter.
Regardless.
Go harder.
You been a knucklehead. Shout out to you for just buckling down and doing the things that you're supposed to do in regards to the schoolwork. So
and not taking shit from first graders.
Exactly.
That's just love.
What if that first grader's parents watched the podcast? My son punched your kid in the face, you little
Stop raising
bitch.
hoe cakes. Michelle Obama already said, mothers, stop babying your kids. Your boys. So, nah.
And he deserved it. He deserved it. So go ahead. Maybe the best of the week for Twan D.
Maybe best of the week for me. You know, this is one of my favorite artists. So I randomly, on a night of recording, actually working on a little Dustin Penoff joint, but on a night of recording, I randomly see Drake drop something called Scary Hours.
Let me pull up the playlist for this Scary Hours.
Yes, because I mean it's very lengthy playlist. So obviously 2-track EP. This guy always it's not an EP, Drake. Stop.
Bro,
it's not a fucking
songs,
playlist. It's the Dynasty your way. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's stop it. Like, so anyway.
There you go.
Oh shit. Oh, they put 4 tracks on it. No, you're doing it. Okay, I see what you're doing. So we got God's Plan and Diplomatic Community.
Which reminds me, I need to go listen to that. Just because, no.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
That shit
Bring it back. Yeah. So God's Plan, what do you feel about it? Me personally, I like the bounce. I heard the young rapper Trippie Redd was supposed to be on it, but his verse wasn't done in time. But we'll probably hear a different story with that. Yeah. You know. But with that being said, I like the bounce in God's Plan. With going through, not going through, but, just handling things in my personal life, I liked the lyrics to it, as far as bad things. A lot of bad things that they wishing. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I mean, it was Drake.
Like that.
It was Drake being Drake. I thought it was Drake being Drake without, he didn't go too deep. He played a very, very shallow position right there, but he made a Drake type record, and I was fine with God's Plan. I didn't mean to play this. Go ahead.
So yeah, God's Plan was dope. I think it'd definitely be a heavily played song, but obviously, just getting to what we even bringing this up for, which is Diplomatic Community, and not I wouldn't say highlight. I guess I would say highlight because when I heard it, I immediately posted on Facebook. But on Joey's podcast, he was kind of, they was kind of picking at how Drake always like first name drop. So it was like I didn't even know that was SZA's name. Like I didn't even know it was SZA, Robin and everything. So they kind of clown him about that. What do you think about the overall record? For me, I think it was Drake being classic, Drizzy with the clever. Ness of the bars. Obviously, the highlight of the record for me was the Joe Budden line, which Joe Budden is one of my favorite MCs. So, lyricist. So you let me know. Joey actually said that he didn't think it was a shot. He was like, it was true. He doesn't think he said he doesn't think a guy wants to dance 2 years after already being asked to dance and didn't dance. So he says he doesn't think that Drake wants to come out and dance. Maul was trying to egg him on. It was like, no, he wants to dance. He doesn't think he wants to dance. I think Joey is playing the humble role now because he said that Drake DM'd him and wished him the best and everything. And he was like, so I don't think that this would be a diss. He feels he says it's wordplay. What do you feel about that?
It's not wordplay, Joey.
He said it's wordplay.
But I agree. Drake don't want to dance. That's not what this is about. This is Drake. Nah, this is Drake.
Shit, I thought that was.
This is Drake.
That was an axe to the dance.
On his worst behavior.
He's being a bad boy.
No, I mean like I'm going back to nothing was the same.
But
worst behavior. That record, like
he put the pin up. Joey put the pin up.
That's the vibe Drake gave me. Drake gave me that shit where it's like, I've been sitting down. And because y'all didn't hear me, or because I put out something that y'all thought was light work, because I didn't do what y'all wanted to do or what y'all know I can do, y'all forgot what I can do. I'm Drizzy. I'm Hove. I'm that guy.
I love the fact he was gone so long.
Yeah, I'm that guy with this pen. Don't you ever forget. I got this shit popping.
Man, a lot of the stuff that he was saying in there is just, I wish I could remember some of the lines.
I thought the reference to, I lost my J-Lo to A-Rod, like how we strung that line together was just, I was like, yo, this motherfucker.
Break that line down for me.
That motherfucker is clever.
Break that line down for me.
I can't because I listened to the record twice, bro, and I was just like, as I'm like listening to it, I'm just like.
The Maytag one was crazy for me.
Drake is a fucking problem.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, Like, is Buddy still writing for Drake?
No.
But no, I'm joking.
Fuck.
No, but these are intimate thoughts.
Yeah, those are intimate thoughts. That's why I say stop with that bullshit. Like, all right, cool. He got help with hit records like every other motherfucker get help with hit records. But you put that man between them lines and that pen and him getting intricate and thoughtful, it ain't a nan one of you dudes can hold a candle to him. That's just my opinion.
The real Drake, when Drake can get on some shit where it's personal to him, I think that's when he's at his very, very best. Period. I don't care what type of mood that is, whether it's aggressive, whether it's somber, whether it's passive aggressive like this record was, whether it's emotional, talking about Bria and all the other stripper bitches that he fucked with.
Right.
But this is the best Drake. And so with the line in regards to Joey, I think it was like one of those like, I respect the fuck out of this dude, but bro, like
I seen Bud in careers.
Like, trust me, I'm gonna touch you right now. I'm gonna let you know that I heard you. Boom, tag, you're it. Like, if you want to do this, you can do this, but just know I'm not gonna respond again.
The reason why I think Joey, because Joey did say later on in his show that what are these niggas gonna do when I actually get mad? You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, the reason why I now think it's even more of a diss and more of a slight and why Joey should spank his ass for real, and again, I'm talking about one of my favorite artists, Drake, but why Joey should spank his ass for real, is because you can't DM me and wish me the best in my new endeavor.
And then do some shit like
and
that.
Then,
but that's Drake. That's what Drake do.
But hold up. You, what you not finna do. I'm going to go Shannon Sharp right quick. I'm going to go Shay on him real quick. See, like Shay say, don't come for me if I ain't sent for you. Okay, I already done came 2 years ago now. I ain't sent for you. Don't come for me. You said, congratulations, you support me. Don't be sitting up here now and be like, you've seen a budding career sit around and turn about other, minimizing what I'm doing when I'm actually probably back at peak hotness.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going to get in your ass. And I do agree with Maul that he was like, I don't think Drake waited till I got, this and was like, all right, now I can go at him. And I agree with Maul that maybe it was that. But if it's not that, you still should take advantage of that. Go kick his ass. Because before when you did it, it was, oh, who is this nigga? He trying to get wrecked.
He trying to drop this
He trying to
album.
Exactly. Now, nigga, you got the juice real quick. Go kick his ass real quick.
Is Joe Budden, I don't know where I rank him anymore, but Joe Budden is still in my top 5 favorite rappers ever.
I'm going to tell you this from a lyricist standpoint. From a battle standpoint, like just being able to, I give it to Joey top 5. He has took on everyone.
Yeah.
All the juggernauts. Jay still throw lines at him.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You feel what I mean? He's still throwing lines at him, bro. The man of blackballed him. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, problems, like Wu-Tang, like the whole Wu-Tang, like my man Game, like
Yo.
Joey has issues and be going at these 300 bar. Go at these dudes. He has Royce the 5'9" before they,
Royce,
again.
Royce did that man dirty, bro.
Yeah.
But is Joey really, are we gonna lift him up at that level and say that Joey is one of those dudes that you just probably shouldn't fuck with? In the way that we say, like, no one should fuck with Eminem on that level. No one should do it.
I think the reason, no, I'll tell you why. Because the reason he gets that stigma is because he does respond.
Okay.
So it's more of a, oh shit. Like I told you what I said when I texted you. I expected this record by the weekend.
Yeah.
By the end of the week. So by the end of the weekend. So I was surprised when I saw the podcast yesterday. I was like, damn, he don't really think it's a thing. Like, okay, maybe he really is cool. But then I'm looking at Joey and I'm like, you motherfucker, I don't think that.
I mean,
I don't think that. I still think Drake is getting some bars. I think he's getting some bursts. But Joey says he's retired.
The asshole that is Joe Budden probably won't let this slide. Now, for right now, he got a newborn baby in his life. He has a beautiful, I don't want to call her fiance, but I'm pretty sure that's the route they're headed down.
Yeah.
That just gave him this new life. And so I think right now he's just kind of focused on that, and Joe Budden III, trying to be a good father to him, playing catch up for all the time that they lost there. I think he's enjoying this new life.
Right.
A whole lot.
Yeah, he is.
And so Drake is really Jay-Z.
He is. I tell you that all the time.
And how he's a fucking opportunist.
I tell you that all the time.
He can take the shot at Joe, knowing that Joe is really on a sabbatical.
Yeah.
Joe's on a legitimate
sabbatical.
His
pen is down right now. He know it.
You know what, Drake? You was a fuck boy.
I told you. You can't be coming in my DM, bro, talking about congratulations, bro. And you make me feel okay about my new life.
You trying to ruin my family time, bro?
And then...
You know what type of dude I am.
Yeah, you gonna disrupt me knowing I gotta get in this mode. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm not gonna stop at one joint.
No.
Like, I'm gonna crank out 3 joints on you. So
are you in that mood yet?
Exactly right. Shout out to Joe Budden. And what the younger generation doesn't understand is how reinvention used to always be a thing.
Look, real quick, let me say to the Migos and everybody else.
Culture 2 on the way.
Look at what Drake did. Go back and even look at the original Drake and Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. Before we really, really knew who 50 Cent was, Jay had 2 lines on Volume 3. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm all about $1. What the fuck is 50 Cent? Mm-hmm. But prior to that, he said the Mike Jordan of recording outside, Jay working. Now watch how quickly I dropped 50. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about, but subtle shots like that is how you touch a motherfucker. Okay?
Drake got that same element.
Y'all niggas out here doing whole albums, taking shots at Joe Budden. Drake come through with a half a line and really stirred up some shit. That is how you do it. And your pen is clean.
When your pen is clean.
That's how you do it.
When your pen, because they did a whole video and everything. And okay. So, yeah.
Like, Joe could really laugh that shit off. Ha, 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 ha. You guys got people, trying to mimic us. And yeah, all right, that's cute. Guys, that's done. I guarantee you, we're still going to hear Joe Budden at least talk about this and be like, all right, well, let's really break down what Drake meant. You know what I mean? I think this will last a little bit. Mm-hmm. And until somebody convinces Joey to go get in his ass.
Nah, I don't think nobody got to convince Joey to do nothing. He said there was one rapper he'd jump off the porch for. I don't know if that's Big Sean, because how he said, a couple episodes, the last couple episodes of Everyday Struggle, he kind of dissed Big Sean. And speaking of Everyday Struggle, did you see the latest episode?
No, I don't watch Everyday Struggle.
Okay. So Star, which is what they call the starter of all of the trolling, on the radio. They put him on there, obviously trying to match that same chemistry. And Joe Budden...
So it's not Who Kid anymore?
No.
Okay.
Joe Budden came off as the uninformed old MC. I rap better than all you niggas. I don't give a fuck. I ain't heard none of that shit. Them niggas is whack.
Okay.
Star comes off as, I've been in this shit since the 90s. I'm more informed than you. I'm going to bully you. It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all.
All right.
Yeah, so Joey did take in his defense and say that the second episode was much better, but that's probably just because the producers was like, yo, man, chill. So Listen, man, shout out to creators that create and are the reason. You could never be replaced if you are the reason. And that's what you're seeing with the Everyday Struggle thing. They should have just shut it down, give Ack his own show, give him his own audience and platform, and feed off of that, because that's Joey's idea. Yeah, that's Joey's idea.
Since we're giving shout outs to other platforms, let me shout out Deontay from Reality TV.
Yes, Deontay.
Appreciate all the support from you, the comments, and keep doing what you're doing. I love everything you're doing, and I can't wait to be a part of your show. I don't know what the fuck you would interview me on, but we gonna make it fucking happen. Interview me about the podcast. Let's get on and let's talk about the podcast, and then let's get you back on the podcast.
Yeah, man, I would love to see, like, because that's like my thing, being in front, like the ambassador of. Yeah, I would love to see you like do, you know what I'm saying, like do certain things like that. It don't have to be an all the time thing, but it would be cool to be like, look, my guy, you know what I'm saying, talk about the, you know what I mean, and but yeah, shout out to an honest conversation about hip hop podcast. Yeah. Shout out to For the Culture talk show here in Orlando. Okay. Shout out to the Raw Exchange. Yeah. Big H here in Orlando. So man, I know I'm missing another one.
The only podcast that gives it to you raw and uncut.
My homie H Dot, Cooking in the Kitchen with H Dot, IG Live. That's dope. Every Sunday night, I think. You know, local indie artists, and they cooking in the kitchen, like literally cooking, you know, in freestyle. It's pretty dope. So shout out to everybody in the city doing their thing.
Shout out to my baby.
You know it. BDB sending messages from the room.
Yeah,
because, I mean, hey, listen, man. 2018 so far. How's things been these first couple weeks?
It's been amazing, man. I've been a little under the weather, but as I regain my health,
This shit.
yeah, man. Yeah, as I regain my health, man, I'm anxious just to get back in the gym and get my body back, bro. You know, I lost so much weight, so I'm trying to get my size back and then get ready. Speaking of getting my size back, there's another person that I started following on Instagram, and I'll put his tag up there for those of you guys that just love information and positivity, man. But one of the things that he had touched on that I thought was really, really dope was that working out is important for, obviously, you know, health, better heart. But if you're one of those people that believe in energy and that we are all energy and, you know, you have to operate at a certain frequency and you emit a certain level of energy, the importance of working out on top of that, if that's the mindset that you have, is that the energy is stored up in your cells. The larger you are, the more energy you can store. And if you harness it correctly, then you can basically take on more energy and live a more healthy, more productive life. Obviously, we're not talking about being Jay Cutler big or Dexter Jackson or anybody like that. But, you know, it's like, oh, man, like I never really thought about that. And I've always thought about the mind-muscle connection when I work out. So I think this go-around, when I go back in and I try to put on these 20 pounds, man, like I'll focus on, and I really believe that you can do this shit based off of your thought process, but I'll focus on putting the right energy into my muscles. So then they'll be more dynamic in what I can accomplish out into the world. So,
hey, man, that makes sense. That's why on the movies you see them dudes growing off that energy. All right, bro, that shit come from somewhere. So I got a black at it.
Yeah, man, give it to me.
As we wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
I want to address something. That is constantly on social media, Facebook preferably. And I seen it inspired by a sex doll video. It was a guy named Derek Jackson. And this guy, like many other guys on Facebook, you know, they're the guys that, you know, they the buff dudes and tight shirts, no offense. They're probably sitting on a couch, probably sitting in their car, and they're just pouring out all of this great relationship advice to the sisters. Oh, women, if your man don't want to this and that and that. And to be real with you, fair enough, the words may be true. But you know what? I have a problem with that because I'm an optics guy. And, okay, my cousin added me in a comment where somebody asked him, well, are you married? Why do you never post your wife? And he posts a picture that he's posing against somebody. But my thing is this. Why you dudes don't have a lady? Because guys with women that are happy, even if they were to do something like that, one, they probably would do it with their respective other half, as you've seen with DJ Envy and his woman, and you know, other things of that sort, right? To build credibility and bring a little bit more validity to why you feel this way. Oh, this is why. You know, he's been married for X amount of years. Instead of being the prototypical, and you do it, you in a tank top, you know what I'm saying? Oh, then you put up the picture with the 8 abs, and you put some modest caption, knowing these bitches gonna drop 4,000 comments. I just think it's reaching. Now, am I a hater? Do I sound like a hater? I think I sound like a hater. And that's okay to sound like a hater. The problem is that, and I'm not mad at the women, because women are emotionally, and when we get into this relationship series, I want to bring this back up. But for the fellas out here, why in the hell? Because all you are is just a royal fuck up that now understands, and that's the case. But all these women be, oh, you such a good man. Like, what makes him a good man? Because he sounds good with the words and he's downing men. He's downing brothers and saying, oh, well, this is, and half of y'all complain about child support, $200 a month in child support and all this. Like, why are you running off stereotypes like that? Like, it fucking kills me when they do that. So I want you to chime in this Black Addict before we wrap this thing up.
I mean, the only thing that I could say...
This shit pisses me off.
The only thing I can truly say is
fucking
that...
simp-ass dudes. Internet pussy wanting getting ass dudes.
To the men out there, or the boys out there that like to call themselves men.
See, there we go. I'm gonna put the camera on this nigga. I'm gonna put the camera on this nigga right now, live. YouTube, we about to go in right now. Go ahead and talk that shit that they be talking that shit.
You lay up with a woman, but when that woman conceives, you don't want to man up and take care of your child, and you complain about a financial burden. Well, think about the burden that it is to the woman. The mother of all nature, the mother of all beings. You are a queen. You are the womb. You are woman, the womb for man.
Yes.
There is no man without you. And that man was not raised by a real woman. But you, my queen, you are perfection. When God made you, he ended all of his work because he knew that he could do no better. And if a man doesn't appreciate...
But you see what I'm saying?
If a man doesn't appreciate you, he doesn't deserve you. I'm single, by the way.
Exactly, my man.
Fuck.
Exactly, bro. Like, it's such a contradiction to me. You motherfuckers got to stop this shit. So, listen.
I love that shit, though.
They be killing me, right? That's the Black Addict for this week, man. YouTube, we love y'all. SoundCloud, iTunes, the live. We're going to keep rolling. But, yeah, man.
Peace out, y'all. Love y'all.
Stop that shit.
Maybe the best podcast.
When I was young, I always wanted to be famous. I'd fuck 200,000 bitches on a sleigh bed. Not all at once, but if I could, I would, I swear, yeah. Just like the fuck a lot, big pun, I'm not a player. Okay, now I've been on some other shit with my bad bitch thicker than Southern grits. We fucking and we get to the money, fuck all that sucker shit. I've been on a hell of a run, I need a sponsorship. This bitch is pussy out of this world, straight from a mothership. I've been on my ET and being broke is foreign in my 30s. There's nothing you can say today that hurt me. Just sit back and observe me. Pop the top off this bottle, Vevin bacon for breakfast and getting top from a model. Bitch, I'm cool. Bitch, I'm bad. And if I die tomorrow, them bitch niggas would be glad. So I plan to be right back. It's only right they hate it. And if I had to fuck a give, I wouldn't. I can't fake it. So bitch niggas gotta take
all
it.
I know is getting to and bagging up that moolah. And if they try to stop it, press that Glock to their medulla. These niggas never measure up when fucking with the ruler. Cause they be taking days off pussy niggas, Ferris Bueller.
I don't worry about no one but me, myself, and I. And Carter gon' be good as long as daddy's still alive. But just in case I die today, I promise you'll be fine. Cause my life insurance got two commas and he first in line. Why the fuck you think I'm working so hard? My God, my current mission is low emissions in my garage. A Tesla Model S, 200 on the dash. And all you hear is pew. Soon as I press the gas, I'm back.